there, gamers! Welcome to another video from me, Offbeat Outlaw, and welcome to another episode in the series of Level 20 DM Bootcamp. Strap on, strap in, and bite the pillow because we're getting serious today. Oh, we're getting to the meat and potatoes of being a dungeon master. Let me get my books. 1 book, 2 books, 3 books. These books, Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. These 3 books all have one thing in common. Well, they've got many things in common, actually. And that is that they have spells in them. Now, many people in this game have the misconstrued notion that it is a role-playing game. You are wrong. This is, in fact, a spellcasting game. I don't know how I know. Here's the Player's Handbook. This is the spells section. Right here, what I'm this right here. That is 89 pages of spells. In a 300-something page book, a third is your spells. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything has notably less spells than the other books, but let's just take a quick look at what is spells. 10 pages are spells. Okay, only 5%. So we got 30%, we got 5% in Tasha's. Xanathar's has 192 pages. Spell section starts at page 147, and it ends at 172. So that's only like 20-something pages. It's only 10% of your book. Let's just look at how the spells are listed. Yeah, just pages of this. Row after row after row. You get my point. A big majority of the game is spells. And if you don't think it is, you clearly have not played past level 5. Because, oh my god, if you get to level 10, you better start knowing your spells. So, what am I here for? Well, I am your level 20 DM Bootcamp Drill Sergeant. Today we're playing spells. We're learning what spells we should know, what spells we should plan with, and how to become a better dungeon master. So step fucking 1 is subscribing to my Patreon. That is right. For only $3 a month, you can join my Patreon. You can message me. You can see all my videos early, 24 hours early to be precise. You can message me your ideas, your campaigns, my advice. You can do all of that for only $3 a month. Also, you're just supporting the channel. You're helping me continue to make content at the rate that I do, and it helps me pay my editors so that they can make great content like this. If you continue to give it, I can maybe even help them buy food that has any nutritional value, so they can get out of the editing basement and suckling on the wires, you know? Think of the editors. Back to the video. The second thing you can do is read the spell list. Read. This is going to help you be a better dungeon master in a couple of ways. 1, it's going to teach you what exists in the game. It's not important to memorize the spells. What's important, when a player says, I cast Spirit Shroud, you can go, I think I heard that before. And your brain will remember something about the spell. It's like some sort of damage spell. And it also just gives you a general idea of what's in the game. Because you're not going to remember every spell, but you will remember what spells are exciting. What spells excite you as the dungeon master? What spells make you go, I should probably prepare for that? That's what reading the spell list does. It's not important to memorize these things. I think a lot of people, when I say I learn the game by reading, they think I mean have an eidetic memory and remember every word in this book. No, I mean read it, so that when you get to the end of it, you have a vague semblance of what happened. That's all that reading does. It's not about having the perfect memory. It's about getting to the end of the book and going, I think I got something out of that. I remember there was a spell Plane Shift that seemed kind of cool. The spell Maze seemed interesting. Like, that's what's important. So, now that we're done, I'm done lecturing you about why you should read. I'm going to tell you some of the spells now that you should know. Okay, these are spells that you should have in your brain, have in that Rolodex, so that when they come up, or when you bring them up, you know how to deal with them. And 2 of those spells of utmost importance: Dispel Magic, Counterspell. I cannot overstate how important these spells are. Every creature above a CR 15 has these 2 spells on them. And if they don't, congratulations. They just rolled in from Stupid Town and they're about to get 1 turn killed. These spells are so important. They are how you are going to keep pace with the ever-ramping arms race of the spell list. The spell list gets drastically more insane once they start getting their 6th level spells. Once they get their 5th level spells, it's already nuts. Congratulations, Wall of Force now exists. Get domed. Anything that can't teleport now is fucked. And if it can teleport, it's the only thing that can get out of it. There are so many spells, and then at level 6, guess what? Disintegrate is learned. Now, you can blow things up that are walls of force. Things get terrifying post level 6. They get level 6 spells, I should say. Counterspell is how you prevent yourself from getting fucked. There were so many important things to counterspell. Somebody gets the jump on you. Oh shit, I don't want to get banished to the shadow realm. I'm gonna counterspell that. Here are things that you as a dungeon master should be counterspelling to avoid getting fucked over. And I can't go through everything because I can honestly make a whole video just talking about these 2 spells. I might do that. But here are some things that you should counterspell for sure. Buff spells of any kind. That's right. Spirit Shroud, Shadow Blade, Bless. Don't let them get that shit. I know it seems innocuous, but that's how they're going to kill you. It's not the big flashy spells like Disintegrate you need to worry about. It's that little fucker Shadow Blade that's gonna give you nightmares. It's Bless that's gonna give everything just that slightest edge to hit so that you end up dying way sooner than you honestly should have. Don't let them get their buffs up. Counterspell the spell, damn it. Next thing to counterspell, debuffs. Slow, Bane, any of that shit that sticks around for longer than it should. Don't let it happen. It can't hurt you when it's gone. Slow is a dumb spell that is 7 paragraphs long and every single one is bad for you. Counterspell it, because if it's on you, it's a lot harder to get rid of. Next thing to counterspell, Eldritch Blast. That's right, Eldritch Blast. We counterspell cantrips in this, because guess what? If a warlock is casting Eldritch Blast, they shouldn't be. Get them out of here. If a warlock has Spirit Shroud up and has Eldritch Blast going, they are about to teach you why you should have counterspelled the Spirit Shroud. It is a bad thing. You might think your armor class can survive it. No, it can't. Counterspell it. Stop them from hurting you. Next thing to counterspell, Counterspell. That's right. If someone's counterspelling your shit, counterspell the counterspell. Don't let it happen to you. Waste their reactions. Bait it out. Fuck them. And the final things to counterspell, healing and revivification spells. Anything that brings people back from the dead, stay there. Don't come back. You died. You deserve to be dead. Don't come back here. Because you worked hard for that kill. You earned it. You stopped them. There's this game, Overwatch. You ever heard of Overwatch? Mercy has a revivification spell. She brings people back from the dead. And she's the most fucking annoying little gnat I've ever met. Kill her instantly. Is she good? I don't think so, but she can bring people back, and I hate that. I earned that kill. I deserve them to be dead. Counterspell is important because it allows you to keep pace with the rest of the game. The next spell that's important is Dispel Magic. I mentioned this earlier. How Dispel Magic works, when you target somebody, it ends all spells on the target. If they have Spirit Shroud, Mage Armor, and Gift of Alacrity, it will end all 3 of those. Most creatures that have this will also have legendary actions, so give them a legendary action that allows them to cast this spell. This is how you can keep pace with things that you missed the counter spell on. Anything that is an effect, a continuous effect, buffs on the party, stop them from having it, get rid of that shit. If the spell is higher than the level you cast Dispel Magic at, you have to make a roll to see if you end that effect. But Dispel Magic ends all spells on the target. It says so in the spell's description. It ends all spells. You will have to roll for the spell if the level at which you cast the spell magic at is less than the level of spell that was cast. Another important target for Dispel Magic, simulacrums. Simulacrums are a staple of high-level play, and oftentimes just double the damage output and bullshit meter of any caster that has one. Dispel Magic on the simulacrum is the best way to get rid of it. It's also how you get rid of true polymorphs. It's how you get rid of anything that is fucking you over and you don't know how to deal with with it. Now, there's some more spells that we should talk about. Some other important ones for high-level play. I've already mentioned them in this video: Shadow Blade and Spirit Shroud. I'm grouping them together. These two are the premier damage buffing spells in the game, okay? These are some of the most common spells I hear, at the very least. At low-level play, they're not really that big of a deal. They mostly just add an extra damage dice, which isn't that much, because most things are only hitting once or twice in a round anyway. It's not that problematic for you as a dungeon master. It's not doing that much for the players. They're kind of like nothing spells, but once you start reaching higher levels, these spells can be upcast to add on additional dice, which means an additional dice per hit, which means that as they reach higher levels, they're not only dealing that additional dice, they're also more than likely getting extra hits in as well, because Eldritch Blast has 3 hits now, and fighters are now using 3 hits. It becomes more and more problematic the higher level you get. And once you reach level 20, these spells are absolute menaces. A Spirit Shroud on a Warlock is so goddamn devastating. I cannot overstate that. An Eldritch Knight with a Shadow Blade can fell dragons, okay? These spells are truly devastating. How you deal with it is Counterspell and Dispel magic. Another way to deal with them is that they are concentration spells. This means that if you bonk the person who casts them hard enough, they will lose concentration. If you can't dispel it for whatever reason, because someone's got the reaction up and they're gonna counterspell you, they can't counterspell a fist, okay? Bonk! Or a fireball. A fireball. Hit them with a fireball. Actually, you know what? Hit them with AoEs. AoEs are better. Actually, no, AoEs are not better if there's a paladin. Either way, hit them. The next spell that you need to be aware of is Shield. Shield is a staple of low-level play as well as a staple of high-level play, because this spell is stupid and designed like shit. Giving yourself a +5 to your armor class? Are you nuts? Wizards of the Coast? This was in the PHB. What are you doing? I would understand if this was published in Tasha's, aka Power Creep Central, but fucking the PHP? That's insane. Most things are going to be salivating at a 20 for an armor class. That's the most common comment I see, by the way. Whenever people talk about their characters, like,
my paladin has a 20 in their armor class. They're basically unhittable.
They're about to get bonked by the +17 to hit if you keep talking. Getting Shield is, in case you can't tell by my overzealousness, is a ridiculous spell that is in the game for some reason. You're having a bad time hitting this poor fucker who has Shield, okay? You're not going to be hitting them very often. Just don't hit them with attack rolls. Hit them with AoEs only. If they have Shield, you're never hitting them with an attack roll ever again. Don't even fucking bother. It's gonna be a waste of your time. It's gonna be a waste of your energy. You may as well hit somebody else. Now I hear you saying,
but wizards typically are so squishy.
Are you playing the same game as me? Let's just think for a moment about a wizard, okay? If a wizard is built well, a wizard is an unkillable fucking menace, okay? Let's look at the Bladesinger for a moment, which is, in my opinion, one of the strongest wizards. Bladesinger wizard gets to add its intelligence modifier to its armor class, and they typically will focus on their dexterity and their intelligence. They will have our mage armor up, which sets them to base 13, plus their dexterity, which gives them to 18, plus their intelligence modifier. Look at that, they're at fucking 23. And then they cast Shield. Now they're at 28. They multi-classed into fighter so they could get the Battlemaster maneuver bait and switch so that they can add a D8 to their armor class, and now they're at 32. That 20 is looking mighty impressive, isn't it? And I hear you guys saying in the comments, but that's the Bladesinger. Keep in mind, every other wizard only needs 5 less AC. They'll still have a 28. That's still ridiculous. That is an incredibly high armor class. Without Shield, it would be at 23, which is so much more manageable. Either way, as you can tell, Shield is a bullshit. If it can make a seasoned DM as annoyed as this, players, you should be taking Shield if you aren't already. As for DMs, how do you deal with it? Like I said, hit them with AoEs. And after they've cast it, that means they can't use Counterspell. Cast a spell on them like Disintegrate. Dodge this, you dumb motherfucker. Other spells of import at high level play. Quick rapid fire round, Wall of Force. It can dome creatures, prevent them from moving. You need Teleportation or Disintegrate in order to get out of it. Maze. This spell is really, really good. A lot of people don't really use it. I don't know why. I think it's just kind of boring maybe, but it's super useful. Pick a target, put them in a maze. You get out with a 20 intelligence check. Remember, nat 20s on checks doesn't mean success. That barbarian that's pissing you off? Maze. That fighter with who dumped intelligence? Maze. That charming bard who's dumb as rocks? Maybe not them because they have plane shift. Maze is super useful to remove people from fights. Use it. There's one more spell that I think defines high level play, and that is Wish. Now, I have previously done a whole video talking about Wish. I'll put the link in the description if I remember to. But Wish is a crazy spell. It allows you to cast any spell, 8th level or lower, with the cast of the spell. Now, I know what you're saying. But Offbeat, 9th level spells are better than 8th level spells. Nuh-uh. Idiot. Wish gets around material components and casting time. Do you want to know what's better than a simulacrum? One that was cast at instant speed that can then make another of itself, and then that one can do that, and then that one can make another of itself, and then that one can make another of itself, and then that. You know what else Wish allows? Instant speed Hallow. Hallow is a spell that's supposed to take 24 hours or 12 hours. Either way, long time. Guess how long it takes with Wish? 6 seconds. You just controlled a whole area of space at instant speed. Get fucked. Wish is super important as a DM for you to know and for you to understand. Now, DMs, it is so important that you are aware of this. We all know you can kill your players whenever you want. We all know that. What's important as a DM is to make fun encounters that the players can enjoy. What you need to do then is look at what I've given you today. Not to specifically dismantle a party of players, because anyone can do that. Okay? A baby can do that. But a true master DM, a level 20 DM, what they can do is take the information I've given them and craft a thrilling and compelling encounter for their players. One that is beatable, but challenging. Do that. Don't be weird. Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If there are any other spells that you want me to cover, please put them in the comment section below. Please also put more topics for me to cover for in level 20 DM Bootcamp. I am really enjoying this series. I feel like I've got a lot to give you guys. I feel like for those that are watching it, I feel like you guys are enjoying it. So please give me more comments in the section below. Other than that, get the fuck out of my house. Fuck you.